Hey y'all, it's West Virginia History with Mrs. B, and today I'm in the car with Dave.
Hi everybody.
And so we're going to do a way different tour than we usually do, because we're going to give you a tour of my hometown, the town of Ripley, West Virginia, which is the county seat of Jackson County. And I'm sure if you've been paying attention to this channel for long enough, you've heard me talk a lot about Ripley and refer back to Ripley. And so we are going to give you a two-part tour of the city of Ripley. We're going to talk from, different parts of town, show you like the side streets, because these are places I know really well because I've lived here my entire life. And so we are going to take you in episode 1. We're going to bring you in from US Route 33 East, basically like you were coming from Spencer, which is the county seat of Roane County. And so we're going to pull out. We are at Hill Mart, which is basically the last place you can stop and get snacks and gas before you head towards Spencer. And so we're going to head into town up on the hill. We're going to show you some of the neighborhoods through that part of town, and then we'll sign off, and then we'll have another episode. So stay tuned. We are going to take you for a driving tour of Ripley, West Virginia. Okay, we are on US Route 33 East, headed into downtown Ripley. And so these are some of the neighborhoods that are right like on the border of what is city limits. As we come in, and you can see there's a large radio tower, because we are up on top of actually multiple radio towers, because we are up on top of the hill as you drive into Ripley. And I'm going to use the term hill. This is not a mountain. We don't have mountains in Jackson County.
Not even towards Gibbon and Rock Castle?
No, you have to be at least 1,500 feet for it to be considered a mountain, and our highest hill is like 1,000, a little over 1,000, and we're at average like somewhere like 700-800. Look, City of Ripley, there's one of our signs as you come into town. And we're driving past Woodland Acres, which is a residential area, and there's another one, Skyline View, as we come into town. And then just some of the houses and things as we come down the hill into town. We are going to show you one little neighborhood up here. I call these Kaiser houses because they were built in response to Kaiser aluminum.
Here on Lear.
We'll just go down to Simmons. And so this is one of the churches as you come into town. This is Grace Gospel Church. And so all of these, like I said, this is all Kaiser communities built in response to Kaiser opening over at Ravenswood. And so these houses were all built in the 50s and 60s. So we're going to take you down Simmons Drive, which is a very popular destination. And so we'll show you what I mean by Kaiser houses. And so these are very similar to the Kaiser houses that exist in Ravenswood as well. So you've got like ranch homes and split level houses that are all built, mid-century, built late 1950s into the 1960s. And so the reason we chose this street as kind of just to give you an idea of what these neighborhoods are like up here is because this street has a nice big loop. Here's one for sale in case you're looking to live on Simmons. So you'll see this street's gonna just loop up Dave and then go up the hill. Very easy to, pretty easy to navigate.
Yeah, it does have that mid-century, very much like you said there, like in the Hillcrest neighborhood of Ravenswood.
Well, and like the Cedar Crest neighborhood of Ripley, which we will show you guys in the second episode.
And going back to my hometown in Charleston on the west side, kind of like that area of Beaumont around Edgewood.
Yes.
It is that mid-century.
So there's a few newer ones up here, like that were built in the 80s or 90s. But for the most part, these are all what I call Kaiser houses. So built in response to Kaiser opening in 1957. So, and then we're just gonna head down the hill. Which, what a slide down the hill.
This is fun in the winter.
Into the winter. That one just screams mid-century modern. There we go. They're working on that one. So, but, you know, just a little idyllic neighborhood. And the people that I know, like who grew up on these streets, you know, they're still close to their neighbors, even as adults. It was just a, you know, idyllic place to live. Okay. All right. And you get to see that because lots of tractor trailers and stuff head between Ripley and Spencer, because this is the nicest way from to Spencer, would you say?
Oh, absolutely. Of the 4 ways to get into Spencer, this is the best.
Yeah. Well, and there's a bunch of ways to get to Ripley, because Ripley, US 33 comes through here, as well as what was US 21, what is now County Route 21, as well as Interstate 77, which basically parallels what was 21. Up here, this used to be the funeral home. It's now Farmhouse Market Finds. They have great food, great shopping. And you can see some of the older houses here in Ripley as you come down the hill into downtown Ripley. So
left, right, or straight?
I'm thinking we're gonna go right.
Okay.
So we're at the corner of 21 and 33, the busiest, I would say, intersection in all of Ripley. This is Vale Furniture, and check out this amazing Welcome to Ripley, West Virginia mural that the mural guys put in. But here at the corner, this is Vale Furniture. Vale Furniture is the oldest independent owned furniture store in the United States. It is where we do our furniture shopping, and where generations of my family have done
and
furniture shopping.
It's been open since before West Virginia was a state.
Yeah, 1844. Here is Epworth United Methodist, and this is our county library, the Ripley branch of our county library. This is Hirschman and Associates, but one time that was Dr. Kessel's clinic. Dr. Kessel delivered like my great uncle, like he was my doctor, he was my mom's doctor. So we are now on 21. This is 21 North, and this is kind of headed out of town. But the reason we're on this road is I want to show you some of the older parts of Ripley. They are currently working on the bridge. We're not going to go too far out of town, but we are going to go through the bridge and then come back, so we can show you like Ravenswood Pike, what it was like, the road between Ripley and Ravenswood. It's now like a curvy 1-lane road, and we don't drive that to Ravenswood, but people used to drive that to Ravenswood.
0 stars, would not recommend.
If you heard Dave, he says 0 stars, would not recommend. I haven't been further than a mile out the Pike in like decades, because it's kind of scary.
I drove it, I think this past June or July,
because you know, you just wanted to.
It was a 40-minute trek.
It's a 40-minute trek into the middle of nowhere between Ripley and Ravenswood. So, and now you can just drive it. It's like 9 miles on the interstate. So we definitely do not recommend it. Okay, we have the green light. So town does not go too much further past here, past the bridge. I think we'll go to like the skating or the old skating rink was and turn around. But one of the things I wanted to show you is we're driving over Mill Creek. Mill Creek loops all the way through town. This little placid creek down there, at one time it flooded this building, which was our bowling alley, is now a gas station, and it was destroyed. And there was a whole trailer park back there that was destroyed in the 1990s because we had this massive flash flood. There's the Pike, as we said. Would you say, Dave, 0 out of 5 stars? Would not recommend.
0 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, here's.
Should I turn around at Farmer's Feed here?
No, we'll go to the skating rink. That's Farmer's Feed. They do amazing stuff. Like, they are such a good business and super supporter of the community. They have been in business for a really long time. But if you see coming up, Dave, on your left, the building with the green roof.
Yes.
That is the old skating rink. So if you want to turn around there, you can just stick your blinker on, coming up. That'll be a good place to turn around. We'll have to wait for this car to pass us. But this is Cooper's Auctions nowadays. But back in my day, when I was a kid, I spent a lot of time here because this was the skating rink. So lots of good memories. And now when I buy stuff on estate auctions, I can just come here and pick them up.
By the way, they have a lemur.
Who? Coopers?
The Coopers, yeah.
See our Ripley believes? There we go. Since 1832. So almost 31 years before West Virginia became a state, Ripley existed. Should throw out. I'm going to give Dave a little trivia. Dave, what was the original name of Ripley before it was Ripley?
Oh, I used to know this.
Yeah, two important trivia questions. What was the original name of Ripley? And who was Ripley named for?
Ripley was named for Harry Ripley. He was the traveling minister, right?
Yes, he was a Methodist.
He drowned in Mill Creek.
Yes.
That part I do remember.
Yes, he was a Methodist circuit riding minister who drowned on Mill Creek with a marriage certificate in his pocket. He was off to get married. The creek was too high and he drowned. All right, so we got the stoplight again, but that's okay. Side note, when President Bush came in 2002 and spoke on 4th of July, he landed in a helicopter right back there, like at the end of the street.
Okay.
So, in Mabel Chapman's, her cow field, basically. Yeah. So, that was an exciting day. So, you got the Harry Ripley question right. So, the other question was, what was the original name of Ripley? I'll give you a hint. It's longer than the word Ripley. And it was really boring.
Jackson Courthouse.
There you go. Good job, Dave.
I just pulled that out of thin air.
Well, you did good. The original name of Ripley, which was actually on the post office until the late 1890s, was Jackson Courthouse. But the name Ripley hit rather early because Harry drowned there, and right about the time Ripley was incorporated. All right, so we're headed back into town. So we're going to give you a tour of the back streets of the old section of Ripley. So here's some of the pretty houses here. So I'm going to have you, when we get up here to the light, Dave, I'm going to have you turn left and go behind the church. So, Route 21 car wash, they do awesome detail work. They're amazing, and former students own it. So you're going to turn left here. That used to be the funeral home. That was Vale Funeral Home. That's how the furniture store started. He was a cabinet maker and he made caskets. So this is old Ripley, as you can see right here. So about 1900, there were less than 500 people living in the city of Ripley, but these are like the oldest houses in town. So, and some are well maintained, others are not so maintained. I mean, look at this.
Wow.
Yeah, have you ever been back here?
I don't think so.
All right, well, I'm glad we're going back here. So we're gonna turn reason we're coming back here is because, not because of the beautifully spacious, wide streets. It is because...
Are we wanting to go Hillcrest?
No, that's a hot no.
Okay.
I'm not, no.
Nice censor of yourself, by the way.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. That's a no way, Jose. The reason we're coming back here is because this is where the old settler cemetery is. And Pine Hill, whatever cemetery. So there's two cemeteries back here. So this is Old Settler Cemetery. So like the original settlers of Jackson County have ancestors buried here. There you go. Donated on land by Jacob and Ann Starcher in 1837. But this is the Old Settler Cemetery. Okay. And that one's full. So now this is the other cemetery right here. See Pine Hill Cemetery? So if you want to get buried today and you're like a Ripley person, that's where you end up, is in Pine Hill Cemetery. So you're just going to want to go down here, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we're going to turn left again. All right. So we're kind of making a loop. Yes, you guys are going to see a little bit different, but I'm not taking you down any alleys because I know where I'm going. It's exciting times on our channel. So the other part of Ripley we're going to show in this episode is like the area like around the courthouse. So, Dave, we're in the middle of videoing, darling.
I know, and it needed cleaned. I picked up bugs on the way through back there.
Oh, okay. It was buggy?
Yes.
Okay, so at the stoplight, instead of turning left, I'm going to have you turn right.
At the second one?
No, at the first one. Okay.
So on North Street.
On North, yes. They used to be four directional. When this town was originally built, there were four directional: north, south, east, west. North is the only one that remains. Okay, there's the United Bank building. We're going to come up Court at some point soon, but I actually want to go to the very end here of North. There's Calvary United Methodist. There's the Jackson County Courthouse. But I want to go down here because they're some of the oldest houses in all of Ripley.
Down the dead end?
Down to the dead end. We're going to just turn around real quick, okay?
Alright.
Alright. So this White House here, it's pre-Civil War. We're going to turn around right here, but I wanted to show it just because of its age. So you're probably going to want to pop a U here at the back of the fire department. But
I'm observing the sign.
Well, the Ripley Fire Department appreciates you. But I mean, this
I'm
house.
trying to be respectful, Mayor Rader.
You're always respectful. She loves you.
Whoop!
Are we off the road? Okay. So if you stop here real quick, this is one of the oldest houses in all of Ripley. So there you go. It needs some love, but
It definitely
it's still
does,
standing.
but
It's still standing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So I think let's go up here to the stop sign.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll turn right, and then we'll go back behind the Alpine, and then we'll do downtown Ripley, and then we'll get the rest of Ripley in our second video. How's that sound?
All right.
So I mentioned Jacob and Ann Starcher. They also gave the land for the courthouse. It's the original plot of land given by the Starchers. Almost 200 years later, here we are. So if there's any way, it says right turn only. Is there any way we can go straight?
You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to call an audible here really quickly.
Uh-huh. Call a what?
Audible.
What does that mean?
That means I'm going to, on the fly here, make a change.
You're pivoting?
Yes, pivoting. That's another word for it.
Where are you going?
We're going to take them down here because we are on the dividing line.
Take him down where?
To the Starcher Mansion here and then turn back.
Okay. All right. Well, if you want to do if you want to do all the way through, we can do that, or we can turn here at Street or at Railroad.
You're right, this is better with the light.
Yes. Okay, so, all right.
Look familiar?
If you've seen our wedding, this is where we got married. This is the Starcher Mansion. This is the train depot. Dave, you switched on me. I don't know where I'm supposed to be at the moment, but that's the train depot. The turntable for the train, the Mill Creek Valley train, was back behind here. I haven't been over here since it closed. So where are we going?
We're going to head back to downtown to go to the Alpine.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I'd like to do the streets behind it first, and then go to the Alpine.
You mean back this way?
No, back behind the Alpine. Like the Bridge Street and stuff. That's where I was headed, was behind the Alpine. And then do the front of the Alpine, then do all that, and then we'll call it a day. We'll call it an episode, anyway. Because there's lots of old houses back there. Plus, there's a funny thing back there. I guess I was not clear where we were going. I'm sorry.
Well, unfortunately, that right turn only sign there threw me off, and I didn't know what else to do.
Drive straight across.
You pay the fine.
Oh wait, there would be videographic evidence that I made you go the wrong way. Good point.
Why do you think we have so many views on that Clarksburg video?
Because people like Clarksburg. Alright, so there has been a bridge right here across Mill Creek for a really long time. The original one was a wood bridge that was further down. Then there was a metal span that crossed, and now that bridge. So, but there, before the bridge was there, that was a ford that horses would ride across. So as long as people have been coming to Ripley, people have been crossing Mill Creek right there, even before there was a bridge. Okay, so we're turning where I wanted us to turn. So these are some older houses. Like, you know, these are what am I looking for? I want you to turn right here. These are Kaiser houses. So this used to be like a main part of town. And if you go right here where it says dead end, if you turn, see here's West Street. Remember I told you the north, south, east, west? Mm-hmm. Here's West. So if you turn right here, here's the whole point of why I wanted you to come back here. Here's south. Okay. Okay, I can't find it. There's Bridge Street back here. And so the old covered bridge, the original covered bridge, came across from Klondike over to here before they built that bridge that we just went over. Also, here's Ripley's water treatment plant. Here's Maple. And if you just go right up here, you'll turn on the court. But the water treatment plant has been back here for over 100 years. So, and this is their south. But this is court. This is because we are at the courthouse. We're going to take you up court, and then we are going to call it an episode, and then we'll take you to see the rest of Ripley in the second one. So
we want to maybe turn here and show.
No, we're just going to go through court and show them court, and then we'll call it. And then we'll come back through on our second episode, if that sounds good. We'll end it in the Calvary parking lot. We're at 24 minutes, almost 24 minutes. Okay, so here's Court Street, all the different businesses. As you can see, the buildings are old, but most of them are occupied. That one is for sale. That's the original Herald, not the original Herald building, but one of the old Herald buildings. That used to be a jewelry store, but if you just keep going straight, there's United Bank. And why don't you end at the signs over there? Because that's great. This is one of my favorite things in town. We have this thing called Ripley Believes. And so one of the things that they did with Ripley Believes is they put in these old original signs from old Ripley businesses. Now some of these places I remember, like Ben Franklin. Some of these places I don't remember because they were before my day. Like Almeida's. By the time I was a kid, Almeida's was closed in Ripley and you had to go to Ravenswood. And I remember the Dairy Bowl. But for my mom's generation, they remember all of these places like Castor's Supermarket. And by the time I was a kid, J&J Truck Stop, that was in Lenore. But this is a great little way to end looking at Ripley's past. So, thank you so much for joining us for episode 1 as we tour Ripley, West Virginia. Episode 2 will be coming up next week. So thanks for joining us, and I hope you join us next week as well. Thanks y'all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to West Virginia History with Mrs. B on both Facebook and YouTube.